Good afternoon. I am so excited to share my coloring book. Oh, there you go. Now you can see it. This is my coloring book, okay? And this I am really proud of, okay? This is a project that is close to my heart, and I want to share with you why I did it, because I've had a couple of people say to me, I don't understand. This doesn't fit into your business. You talk about money, right? This book was inspired by a conversation that I had with my friend and client, Erin Fogo. Now, in our conversation, you know what, to be honest, I think that she was actually checking on me after I returned back from Vegas. So I was in Vegas with some friends at the time of the incident, which nobody talks about anymore because it doesn't seem to be that big of a deal. But yeah, I was there and was suffering a little bit of post-traumatic stress, I think. And having a conversation with my friend Erin, where I was saying, I have said publicly that I don't believe that the average everyday person needs to have a high-powered firearm in their possession, and I don't believe that they should be able to buy those things in stores just randomly. And I was having a really hard time with it, and I had some kind of fierce feedback on that subject because I had some American friends who were like, don't you Canadian girl, tell me what I can do in my country. Keep your opinion to yourself. However, I say to them, we do not live in the Wild West, okay? You do not need a gun in most circumstances to protect yourself. And I think we can see time after time after time that people having guns leads to issues and leads to problems. And so in my conversation with my friend and client, who is an artist, Erin, we got onto the subject. I had a passing thing in my feed. I think my husband had sent it to me. A picture of Donald Trump's sons standing there looking all proud of themselves with their gun and their dead animal. And it just sent a wave of anger through my body that I had a hard time getting rid of, to be frank. And I was like, I am so fired up about this subject right now. I am having a hard time processing this. And that story was related to the fact that Donald Trump was changing the legislation and you could bring back elephant parts into the US and all this stuff around it. And so really, it became like a passion project. And as Erin and I talked about it, I also at the same time could hear my husband's voice in my head saying that you can't fight hate with hate and anger, and you need to fight it with love. Wow. I was like, what can we do to shift the energy of this subject? Because seeing these pictures of these people with dead animals and their guns, and often they have like their foot on the animal's head or something, and like it's all a little bit too much to cope with, right? I was like, what about coloring? What could coloring have to do with this, right? And this happened. This coloring book, it's not that big. It has, I don't know how many pages in it. I don't know, 20. Every single animal in here has been trophy hunted by Donald Trump's sons. And that's bullshit. Okay? That's what that is. This coloring book shifts the energy around this subject and invites you to consciously create a loving energy around the subject, around the animal, and to tap into the symbolism of the animal. So for example, let's do the coyote, right? So this is the picture you would color of the coyote, right? And then on the other side is the symbolism. So the coyote remains an enigma, being both trickster and teacher. The coyote is symbolic of those who can see humor even through the darkest of times. They are a pack animal, they take care of their own, and they work as a team. If you are craving honesty, humor, strength, the coyote is symbolic of these traits. So like you could be coloring away, right? And like look over at the symbolism and say, oh yeah, I am craving honesty, humor, and strength. I'm going to like color the coyote. Or maybe you want to like look through the rest of the book and see what else is in there. Elephant. Elephant is a symbol of strength, power, family, and loyalty. The elephant and baby were heavily infused with symbols. Strength, wisdom, creativity, and Mother Earth. So that's the picture, right? Oh, hang on. And there you go. Right? So I invite you to join me in changing the energy around the subject of trophy hunting and focus love on these animals. These animals that have been hunted purely as trophy by some really powerful people who, when powerful people do things, it makes other people think that it's okay to do those things too. And it's not okay. It is not okay to hunt an animal for the sake of its skin or its tusk or its hide or its head or its feet. That is not okay. So let's change the energy around these animals. Let's change the energy around the topic. And I invite you to consciously color with me.